Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Dr. Saihi Hanane from the University of Biskra. In this series of videos, I'm trying to explain different aspects, different concepts related to syllabus design. First of all, we talk about the syllabus as a syllabus. Okay, what does it mean? And what does it mean a syllabus design? So I design a syllabus for what purpose? So why do we have to have this syllabus? Okay, for each course there is a syllabus. Why? All of these things we are going to try to answer across these slides. First of all, let's talk about the syllabus design definition. What does it mean, syllabus design? A syllabus is a basic contract between the instructor and his students or her students, laying out the responsibilities and expectations on both sides. It is also a roadmap that shows the general contours of the course, important milestones, and the landmarks that will let students know they are on the right road. So, a syllabus is what? It is a form of a document that makes a contract between the teacher and his own students, knowing each his or her own role in the classroom, what they are going to receive and what they are going to present. So all of these things are normally part of what is called syllabus. So this is syllabus. Syllabus, it gives us boundaries of the course and its delivery. So we have here different definitions of syllabus. The syllabus is, according to Hutchinson and Waters, these two, let's say, pioneers in syllabus design literature, they said at its simplest level that it is a statement of what is to be learned. It is a statement, it is a declaration. It is a document that gives us a declaration of what is going to be seen across a semester or across a year. Widdowson said that it is a specification of a teaching program or pedagogic agenda which defines a particular subject for a particular group of learners. It determines, it makes limits of a particular subject that can be English language teaching, it can be French language teaching, it can be physics, chemistry. So it gives us a particular, let's say, boundaries of that, of what is to be taught. Wilkins also in 1981 said that syllabuses or syllabus are specifications of the content of language teaching. Specifications of the content of language teaching. Specifications meaning to give more details about what will be delivered in the lesson. So, which have been submitted to some degree of structuring or ordering with the aim of making teaching and learning a more effective process. So it is let's say it is a specification of the content that will be structured, has certain order and has certain objectives or aims for making teaching more and learning more effective. It means from the two sides, from the teacher side and from the learner side too. Breen also said that it is a plan of what is to be achieved through our teaching and our students' learning. So in all the cases, they include the learner and the teacher in these definitions. Yet in fact, here when we talk about syllabus, so it is not something that we can neglect, that the syllabus is anything we present in order to say what we are going to see this year. Now, syllabus, it is much more a document of common interests, of much more importance. So we cannot neglect this document by the very beginning of any semester or any year for the studies of language. To sum up the definitions, we can say that according to these definitions, we can say that defining the concept of syllabus is problematic. And each definition covers a specific point. And all in all, we can say that the syllabus can be considered as an expression of opinion on the nature of language and its learning. It can be also considered as a guide for both teacher and the learners. And it is also, it provides learning objectives and planning for the semester or the year. So we can say that a syllabus, in its simplest definition, let's say here I talk about its, this is the transcription of the word syllabus, syllabus. So we have here, as you have seen, we use all the weak vowels, so this is the pronunciation. Its plural is syllabuses or syllabi. Or it is a specification. Specification is an academic document that communicates. There is a kind of let's say two elements where they are going to communicate in using the syllabus. Information communicates information about a specific course. For example, in language teaching, English language teaching, we have so many courses. We have, for example, courses for writing, the course of writing, the course of, for example, grammar, etc. So these are courses. So this course, specific course, has its own documents, its own syllabus, and defines expectations and responsibilities. It is descriptive. The syllabus is descriptive documents. It is unlike the curriculum, which is prescriptive. A syllabus may be set out by an exam board or prepared by the professor who supervises or controls course qualities. So we have a professor or a teacher, and we have an exam board. So we can have a group of people yes, having the same syllabus. So if we have so many teachers of the same course, so they will agree all on making a unique syllabus. Or it is done by one person. For example, when talking about a lecture, we have just one lecture per week, so it is presented by only one person, so he is going to be the only person who designs the syllabus. So we move now to talk about the main components of a syllabus. So the main components of the syllabus is the instructional information. We should give, let's say, a picture or an image about the syllabus designer. So the syllabus designer should tell us about himself, not his, of course, not his social status. We talk about his academic status as a teacher, his fields of interest, for example, his experience about his career, and so on. Also, we have a section 4, or another component, which is general course information. Here we have to have a kind of course description. We should describe the course, give us a general idea what is to be taught in syllabus design, why we have this syllabus design, etc. We should have learning resources. Also, we have to talk about the instructional materials we are going to use. What are the different media that I'm going to use? Am I going to use just the traditional way of teaching? I'm going to bring, for example, I'm going to give you handouts. I'm going to give you a course book. I'm going to give you, it will be online. It will be face-to-face. How it will be? It will be on-site or online. All of these things should be mentioned. Also, grading and evaluation also must be included in the syllabus description. We should talk about how the students will be graded. How are they going to see one test, two tests? Are they going to have just one exam along the year, or just they will have 2 exams in the year? So all of these details should be mentioned in the syllabus. Also, the course policies here, we have this kind of, let's say, rules inside the classroom related to the classroom management, related to the interaction between the teacher and the students and students. So they have to know each one is his own role. Each has to respect the other, and all the details, all, let's say, the discipline, or not the discipline, we can't say the discipline, all the policies done inside the classroom. So all the requirements, all the responsibilities should be clarified in this section. Also, we have the course objectives, which is very important. It goes hand in hand with general course information, where we talk about the main objectives. After the description of the course, we have to show the objectives of the course. The final one is the course calendar, or the agenda, meaning each, for example, week, what we are going to see, week 1, week 2, week 3, or semester. Are we going to divide it into units? Are we going to divide it into lectures, lessons? So the timeline that we will follow in order to present the lessons or the lectures. So all of these details should be mentioned in the syllabus. So this is generally the components that should be clear as sections in the syllabus document. Now we move to the terminology used in syllabus design literature. So here we talk about the syllabus. The syllabus, what does it mean? We have seen this in the previous slides. A syllabus is an outline, plan, list of specific course prepared by the instructor. It includes the topics to be covered, their order, often the required and suggest reading material, and any other relevant information. So all of these things should be mentioned in a syllabus. Also, another term, which is the curriculum. Curriculum is what? It refers either to all of the courses offered by an educational institution or to the course offered in a specific program. For example, you can refer to the English language curriculum when you are talking about the series of courses that English language teachers must take as undergraduates in order to become teachers. So here we talk about the curriculum. The curriculum is a much more general description of all the courses. So in the curriculum, I found all the courses of English language as subjects. Subjects of English language, all the courses are the curriculum. So when I say I am studying or I am learning English at university, or I am studying English language at university, English language subjects at university, here this English language has a curriculum. And this curriculum, of course, it consists of a group of courses for the first, the second, the third year. For the first year we have courses, and for each course there is a syllabus. The third terminology used is the course. The word course, what does it mean? It is a unit of teaching that typically lasts one academic term. For example, here we are studying syllabus for one semester, for one term. For this one semester or this one term, so we end up with an exam and we finish. Or it can be for 1 year. It is led by one or more instructors, teachers, or professors, and has a fixed roster of students. It means there is a roster of students. It means it is devoted to first year students who are already registered. Okay, a course is usually an individual subject. A course is one thing, is one in the curriculum. Students may receive a grade and academic credits after completion of the course. After they complete the course, they have an exam and they have certain grade and credits. Okay, the same thing is occurring now with the LMD system. Okay. Also, we move to the other terminology used with the syllabus. What do we have here? Subjects. Subjects is an area of knowledge that is studied in school, college, or university. Example, English, history, physics, chemistry, and so on. Major. Major is what? The subject is an area of knowledge that is studied in school or college or university. And we have given an example, which is English, history, physics, etc. But what about the major? The major is a plan of instruction covering a specific theme of a subject. Like in the subject of English, we find English literature, applied linguistics, didactics, and different options, let's say. Also, we have a lecture. The lecture, it is from the French lecture, meaning reading, is an oral presentation. It is an oral presentation intended to present information or teach people about a particular subject. For example, by a university or college teacher, lectures are used to convey critical information, history, background, theories, and equations. So here in the lecture, we don't have such kind of activities where the students will participate in an activity during the class. They may have questions and answers, etc. They may have debates, but normally they do not make the practice of the theoretical parts of the lesson. So what do we have here in the lecture? Here we have a lecturer, the presenter of the lecture, or the teacher who presents the lecture. We call him lecturer. We move now to other terminology used, which is the lesson. A lesson is what? It is a section into which a course is divided, especially a single continuous session of formal instruction in a subject. A lesson plan is the instructor's roadmap of what students need to learn and how it will be done effectively during the class time. So here it is a continuous, let's say, session of formal instruction in the subject, of course, where the instructor has a roadmap of what students need to learn and how it will be done effectively, meaning they will have to take part in this lesson. Units is an effective unit is comprised of carefully designed interrelated lessons that collectively support and guide students in reaching specific learning objectives. So units can range from a few to several lessons and can span days or weeks. So the unit, it is a group of lessons, okay? So it is a series of lessons that fits one main objective. For example of that, in grammar, we have parts of speech and we have the sentence structure. For the parts of speech can be all the lessons in parts of speech. For example, the lesson of nouns, the lessons of determiners, the lesson of, for example, adjectives, the verbs, conjunctions, prepositions. So all of these lessons can be considered as one unit, which is the unit of parts of speech. And unit 2 can be the sentence structure, where we have, for example, sentence types, sentence patterns, and so on and so forth, talking about direct, indirect speech, talking about active and passive voice. So it can be in another unit. Tests versus exam. What is the test and what is an exam? So the tests are worth less than exams because tests are designed to test your knowledge of a specific point, usually a number of chapters recently covered in the book, whereas exams cover everything you learned in class up until that point from day 1 to yesterday. So when you talk about the test exam, a test it comes after some lessons. For example, 2 lessons or 3 lessons, I'm going to make a test to test the students' knowledge about these 3 or 2 lessons. So it can be, I can have many tests before the exam. Yet the exam covers everything you have learned from the first lesson till the last lesson. So the space for the exam coverage is normally all the lessons of the semester or all the lessons of the year. Another term used is evaluation. So evaluation is much more general than tests and exams. Evaluation is concerned with making judgments about instruction, about the curriculum, about the educational system in general. So it gives a judgment about all of these things, about the instruction, the techniques used, about the curriculum in general, about the educational system in general. So evaluation is not limited to lessons or no, it includes all the teaching and learning process. Assessment is that's the process of collecting information. So the assessment is a term used to talk about the process of gathering data about students, making a profile about each student. So gathering data about the students, it comes from diverse sources so that educators can form an idea of what they know and can do with this knowledge. So they will give each student a profile for him. The last one is testing. Testing and tests also, they go together, but when I say testing, can be considered as a form of assessment. Tests should meet some basic requirements such as validity and reliability. So the scores will be, with each student, there should be the same scores repeated to guarantee reliability of the scores and the validity of the tests or the question used in the test in order to arrive at an image of the real profile of our students. Okay, further terms we are going to see are the drill, which is familiar to all educators, and it promotes the acquisition of knowledge or skill through repetitive practice. It refers to small tasks such as the memorization of spelling and vocabulary words. Also, The practice, so the drill is a bit limited, and the practice, it is the word that describes doing an activity repeatedly in order to become more skillful at a certain thing in the lesson. For example, I'm going to give you a practice after each, for example, rule in parts of speech or in writing or anything. I give you a practice in order to make you skillful at that thing, so you will be able to do it by your own. Also, a task is normally defined as follows. It is something that learners do or carry out using their existing knowledge or language resources, or those that have been provided in pre-task work. So based on what you have learned, based on your previous or prior knowledge, you are going to do a task. So the task can be done in a form of homework. So the term activity is more general, and it refers to any kind of purposeful classroom procedure that involves learners doing something that relates to the goals of the course. So here, any task, activity, practice, drill, here, all of them are activities. Anything I ask my students to do during the class or even after the class, where the students is the active participants, we call it activity. So, for example, singing a song, playing a game, taking part in a debate, having a group of discussion, anything I ask my students to do to take part in the lesson is considered as an activity. Exercise is a teaching procedure that involves controlled, guided, or open-ended practice of some aspects of language. A drill, a closed activity, a reading comprehension passage can all be regarded as exercise. It is the non-stop work of the students where the teacher is the controller, is the guide, is the person who, let's say, pursue the process of learning. So this is or these are the main terms used in syllabus design, so we should know these differences between them in order to design well. Okay, this is a task to be done by my students, which is what is the relationship between the syllabus design and ESP contributions. What ESP can help us in doing a syllabus design. This was the main aim of this question. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. Wishing to see you in other videos. Thank you very much.